Okay, hopefully you guys can see us. You are not going to believe this one. We are going to get right into it. Make sure your volume's down. Make sure your volume's down. All right, we got that going on. All right, we got that. Man, y'all, you aren't going to believe it. I'm just telling you. Just going to tell you. Make sure you give it a thumbs up right quick. I gotta go through all this nonsense first. Sorry about that. Here we go. And there it is. All right. Okay. Fun, y'all. We are trapped in the North Carolina flooding. You can obviously see we are in the RV. We're also going to talk about my finger and my road to success on getting that fixed. That'll be the second part of tonight's video. As always, thanks for tuning in with us on our live shows every Monday night.
There's Julie and Rev, Melissa Kennedy,
at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay?
Tanisha.
Y'all, they are spraying the skies like nobody's business, and we are reaping the benefits. Reaping the benefits, y'all. They are spraying the skies like nobody's business. I actually have the guy who does this cloud seeding on record saying that they sprayed Texas all the way up till the 2nd, but because they saw there was some storms coming in, which is what they do to enhance the storms, they stopped spraying on the 3rd and 4th, so there was no spraying. So I'm just here to tell you guys, look this stuff up. You can go to the NOAA website. You can also go to Texas Department. You know, I gave you the link in the last video. Thanks for sharing that video with everybody. Now we're in North Carolina. We're trying to visit our son. He's in the military, and we're trying to visit him before he gets put out on a big detail thing that we won't see him for a while. And we just found out that our daughter-in-law is going to have her first grandbaby. Not our first one. We have 6 other ones, but their first one. So we came all the way out here to see them. We are 6 hours away from them, and we can't even get there. And we're going to give you the whole story and the weather, and then we're going to talk about the DMSO and the other stuff that helps with this finger thing and tell you what's going on with the finger. A lot of people didn't know. And so don't go anywhere. It should be action-packed, and we'll try to get through it as fast as we can without a lot of gibberish. But we do answer questions and chit-chat along the way every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a live show, and we just kind of connect with you guys a little better, and then maybe share some stuff that's going on. This time we're in the thick of it right here, folks. And there's a big creek right there, a big river creek thing right there that has flooded already, like last year and stuff. And right before we got here, the water was almost going to come out of the banks, and then it calmed down a little bit. And now we have this hurricane just hit South Carolina.
North Carolina.
And North Carolina. It hit South Carolina. Yeah. The rains came into North Carolina. Things are flooded. Highways are closed. And we're just going to give you guys the whole rundown. This is not very fun. But, you know, you got to handle adversity the best you can, okay? That's for sure.
It's always an adventure. See, you have to remember when things happen, it's just like, it's an adventure.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up.
And enjoy the journey no matter what happens.
Yeah, no matter what happens. You should have seen her enjoying the journey earlier.
I've been having a very fine time. You're the one.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So we're going to get into this weather thing. This is called weather modification, and they are slamming the whole country. Almost all parts of the country are having some type of flooding or severe weather. Even in North Carolina, they had tornadoes just yesterday. Like I say, in Missouri, we've had over 140 tornadoes. You can look this up for yourselves. And normally we have about 30, okay? Maybe 40 on a high times. So you don't get 3 times the tornadoes for no reason, all right? So all you have to do is look up and notice what's going on in the skies, and then do a little homework, and then watch some of our older videos, and you'll start putting all these dots together, and it's disgusting. All right, we've got to keep it flowing now because everybody doesn't like us just jabbering all the time, so we've got to make sure we're doing the thing here. All right, you got something to add to that?
Well, I'm burning myself in my candle, so I have to move this.
Yeah, watch out for the candle, y'all. These are the best candles going. They come from the offgoodwithdougandstacy.com site. You're going to need these in case your power goes out. Holy cow, make sure you have some candles.
Yeah, they're the beeswax, unrefined beeswax.
100%.
They smell heavenly. There's no 100%
No
cotton wicks.
perfumes. Yep.
There's none of that stuff that's going to be endocrine disrupting.
We pour them ourselves.
Yes.
These are handmade by us and our folks.
Yeah, and I have to say these are the best candles. I mean, I love candles. The best candles that I've ever used. I really do love them. And you can light them and let them go for a long time, and they'll just keep spreading out and spreading out. And did you guys know that? You don't want to just light a candle for a little bit. You want to let it burn so that it can go out, and then it'll be more efficient as you burn it as it goes down. So, and they do help filter the air. A lot of people talk about even helping with different type of allergies that you might have, and people with asthma.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not going to do nothing. Okay, that's all just eye candy for you to think they're doing something. They won't even probably bring it to the floor, so it means nothing. There are states that have outlawed it, and guess what? They can't do nothing about it because it's the DOD and DARPA that are doing the stuff, okay? And anything above 2,000 feet is federal airspace. So please stop believing they're going to save you stuff. Epstein, there's no list of Epstein. That came out now too, right? No list of Epstein. There's nobody to look at here. And then Diddy walks out of the place, right? Found innocent on all the... Don't you guys, aren't you picking up what I'm putting down? Man, you are on your own. So you got to learn how to take care of yourself, how to learn how to deal with adversity, and just be prepared for anything. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't going to do nothing. Zero. Nada. Okay? I'm telling you guys, what DARPA wants, DARPA gets. And what they want and what the DOD wants, they want. That's why they're building this stuff up, securing the rare earth minerals. That's all Trump talks about, securing the rare earth minerals and the AI data centers. All right, and that 15-minute cities, all this stuff is serious business. This is not just some pipe dream. They are full steam ahead going for it. And it turns out that area right there where it flooded in Texas is slated to be a 15-minute city, and that's why they want to put the natural gas electricity in there so they can power that plant for the AI data center. You guys have to connect these dots, and I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but this is for real. Q is a scam. All Q does is give you the information and act like somebody's going to ride in and save you. And it's not happening. Okay, so be prepared, y'all.
Well, Shelly has been doing a lot of sunbathing, and her eyesight is really improving. I can actually see at night much better, she said. Thank you.
And she's not trying. This is all just fodder. Don't you get it? Like, they know exactly what's going on. And the Congress members are powerless. They passed the big stinky bill because of the pressures, and it's full of garbage that we said we didn't want, and then they kept on with the green scam because that's all part of the play, y'all. Spraying the skies is part of the plan, okay? It's messing us up, it's messing the environment up, and eventually it's all going to catch up to it, and then we're going to be standing here with all these big-time natural disasters, and everyone's just going to be scratching their head thinking this is just Mother Nature, and it's not. I'll stress it one more time. Nothing you're seeing is organic or natural or just happening. Everything is very planned out, y'all. This stuff goes back thousands of years, quite literally. But for sure in America, even over 200. Okay? So just be prepared, all right? Man, so we're in North Carolina. We're trying to go see our son. I'm 6 hours away, okay? We had enough for driving for a hot minute.
Yeah.
We went to pull into the RV spot. First one had all kinds of electric power around it, solar power panels. We pull around the corner. We're like, oh, we're not staying here. And then we came over here. We've stayed here before when we went to visit Eustace Conway, okay? Because he has a place right here in North Carolina. If you guys remember, his place flooded out a little while ago as well. And now it's on the verge of probably doing it again. So here we are at our little place here. I get out of the RV. I'm looking around. I always do my pre-inspection, post-inspections, checkouts and everything. Make sure everything's good. And I look down to my wheel, and my wheel is tarnished. Okay, that means it's had a lot of heat on it, right? So I'm like, what the heck? And then I look down at it, and I spit on it, and the stuff started sizzling.
Like a cast iron pan.
Oh my gosh, y'all. This is where it gets crazy. So some kind of a way, this no lube hub, right, has dropped all the grease out of it, I suppose, and is basically melted and disintegrated. So we sat here on this RV since Sunday. I called the Airstream folks to send out some help, right? They're trying to send out some help. Then Monday comes, no help, nothing's going on, so I start taking the bull by the horn. I'm starting to get things figured out. And then, we're sitting here and we're waiting, okay? And so I ordered some parts from the Dexter folks, and they were really easy to talk to on the phone. And so I got these parts coming, and I thought, well, while these parts are coming, I'm going to go out there real quick, and I'm going to peel off the tire, and I'm just going to see what's going on in there. I get the thing jacked up, I put my hands on the tire, and the whole tire does one of these things. I'm like, holy smokes, you got to be kidding me. Let me see if I got a video I can show you guys real quick. This is where we're at right now, man. This has been a wild trip. All I'm trying to do is go see our kid before he goes off to places unknown.
Yeah, just like a quick trip.
There's the tarnish right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm waiting for the delay there. You can see how gold it is around the center there, okay? That's how tarnished it was. That's what made me really look at it and see that it was sizzling. All right. And then I got some other pictures of my finger, which we'll talk about in a minute, so don't go anywhere. All right? There's me shaking the tire. I mean, can you believe this stuff? The whole tire's rocked back and forth. So then what I do is I take the tire off because I want to get a view of what's going on. And y'all, it's a hot mess.
It's all disintegrated.
It literally disintegrated. It twisted off the snap rings. Everything is totally crunch and munch. I don't even think I can get off the wheel hub bolt. You know what I mean? Because the back washer has bent up on it, so there's pressure on there. This is crazy. And we're in Boone, so like there's nothing around here. There's no dealership. There's no people to help, right? It's just been so wild, right? And then, while we're doing that, what happens? It starts raining today. And Stacy's like, oh, the hurricane's here. The hurricane's here.
Well, no, you can stop.
The highways are closed.
They were closed.
Yes, and
just opened
this creek can flood out. I told her if it really starts going, what are we going to do? So that's our first drama there. That's why we're trapped here. So now I'm waiting for parts to come. And listen, they don't just have parts laying around for this Dexter axle stuff for some reason. I have to get, this is so funny.
He was on the phone literally
all day.
6 or 7 this morning until just now.
All day. I have to get, they're shipping the hub, okay? This is crazy, from Springfield, Missouri. Then they're shipping some other parts from Georgia, some other parts from Florida. I mean, some parts will get here tomorrow. Some parts will get here Thursday. We got Dr. Leo's open house on Saturday. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So we're just sharing this with you guys.
Yeah, they were supposed to go see our
son's 6 hours away still.
And so we thought, oh, maybe we'll meet. But then the flooding that they closed in in Chapel Hill and all that area around there, North Carolia.
Highways closed.
That's where we're going
off
through.
of 40 there. They closed the highways.
Yeah.
I showed you the picture on the thumbnail of the apartments. The cars and apartments are flooded. The cars are floating. Y'all, this is happening all over the place. This is not a coincidence. And then I was watching, what were we watching? They had jackets on. Stephanie Noose down in Texas is actually wearing a jacket in July. And it's like unheard of.
Rain.
Yeah. And we've seen other people in warmer type areas, wearing jackets and stuff. Oh my word, y'all. Have your son come to you. Yeah, we thought about that already. So tomorrow we're going to drive 2.5 hours and they're going to drive 2.5 hours.
But the thing is I don't know if we can get there because of
the road closures.
Because it's supposed to keep raining, and then they just opened up the highway. But then the weather guys said, because we're watching, our daughter-in-law has a local guy on the internet that I think I can trust more.
It's going to start raining again
tomorrow. And they said to watch out because they're going to be closing. There's a lot of stuff that's closed, so I don't know.
Y'all, this is crazy train over here, and we're just trying to go see our son and our daughter and put blessings on them with their new baby coming and everything. Woo, man, this is a wild ride, y'all. Wild ride. And we're like watching it rain. We're up here in these mountains, and you would think the water would shed pretty quick, but I guess not. I guess it really backs up and builds up because these creeks are going to jump the banks. Yeah.
It comes fast.
And that's what's happening, right? Within an hour or less, you're getting 2, 4, 6 inches of rain. We were getting that at home before we left in Missouri.
I just saw a rainbow, though.
Oh, she saw a rainbow. Yay.
So that's always a good sign.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So if you got something to say about it. And yeah, parts. And then I was talking to her about, so once I peeled it open, I'm like, oh no, I got to call her back because I need more parts.
I mean, you got little parts from everywhere.
I could show you the whole assembly here. Here, just so you know there's no joshing going on. Here's the, let me see where I'm at here. So then I call her back and I'm like, uh-oh, it's worse than I thought. And she goes, uh-oh. So we start going through the parts list. And so she's like telling me all these parts I can get. But this one little ring right there, number 5, okay? Not one in the whole country. There's not one at any Dexter distributor or outlet. Now, I might be able to find one at an RV place or something, right? Luckily, I was able, that's the only snap ring that didn't bust off of that assembly over there, okay? Man, oh man, y'all.
But you can't get the thing off, so
I can't get this thing off.
We don't have anybody to really do it.
And the nice old guy down the way here, Ed, he came up kind of checking me out, what's going on. I got the tire off, the unit's jacked up and everything. And he says, hey, you need some help over there? And he comes over, we chit-chat for a second. He said, I grew up doing wheels and bearings and all this is what I did my whole life. And so we're talking and stuff, you know, and he says he could give me a hand and, you know, he's going to try to help me when the stuff comes tomorrow. But now my first thing is even getting off the main nut that I have to get off. And that's proven to be, because I tried working on it today, it's proven to be a little bit difficult, right? So, holy guacamole.
And
how's your day going?
Well, and then the thing is if we can't move this thing, you know?
Yeah, it's got 3 wheels, 33 feet. You know, I don't even know if a tow truck can tow us anywhere. The closest places are like an hour and a half away. Oh my gee, y'all. I tried to call every mobile mechanic I could find online and call them and talk to them and everything. Y'all, this RV is a 2024. And you're not even supposed to grease the hubs or nothing. That's the whole crazy thing about it, right? That's why we got this thing. We don't want to stay in hotels anymore. They're poisoning you with their chemicals on the sheets and the pillows and the bed bugs. And we were doing the hotels, traveling around, doing our speaking engagements and stuff. So a couple years ago, we decided we would just get an RV. And then we would have our own food. We ate leg of lamb last night from the farm. And it was fabulous. And we've been eating our beef and having our own food and sleeping in our own linen sheets. So it's well worth it, right? The squeeze is worth the juice. But man, are we in a pickle right now. And the whole other thing, like it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but we got to get back to all the way to Missouri by July 12th to be at the open house for Dr. Leo, because we committed to it, and that's how we are. We are people that stick to our commitments. So we're just trying to figure it out every which way. We can't even finish the journey to our sons. We're going to meet halfway just so when we get the parts all done,
dinner real quick and come back.
We're going to turn around and go home.
Well, but we don't know if you can even get the
I
thing.
mean, one way or the other, it's happening. So it's just going to be 2 days of figuring it out. And then we got to hit the road and be home by Saturday morning so we can get down there to Kabul, Missouri. If you want to see us live, you can go to horizontalhive.com and check out the information there. But if you want to get a candle, because your electricity is probably going to end up going out. Did you guys see that stuff in Vegas? Where all the power lines, even the metal ones, all snapped in the same spot and fell right over in the road. And there's no roof ripped off of a house. There's no, damaged trees, right? It's just the power cables in Las Vegas in July, and they don't have any electricity. Okay? Did you guys see that one? Leave a comment if you want to see it. I have it on my phone because I try to stay up on this stuff, and I'll show it to you while we're here right now.
Oh, there's Pea Picker. She says, my sister lives in Durham, says she's okay where they are. Oh, good. That's good. Because that's where we're going through.
Yeah, the axle is bolted to the frame, right? But I'd have to disconnect the electric wires, and then we're sketchy on driving with 3 wheels with all of our stuff and everything in here. It's just not very recommended. You know what I mean? And it's over an hour. If it was like 10 minutes, I was thinking, man, with the tire and everything, maybe 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, we could kind of go for it, go slow, hazard lights. And then when I jacked the thing up and the whole wheel was like, I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
And then this place is totally booked out, and we have to be.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
We have to be. We are like on borrowed time every day. We have to tell her because someone specifically has to have the spot, and so we have to be out of here by Thursday, and we don't have anywhere to go. Or how to pull this thing or whatever.
It's crazy.
And you don't have the tools to get that thing off. I don't know what we're going to do.
On it. I mean, it's so crazy. Yeah, so this place is going to be booked up on the weekend. They're already looking at us with the stink eye, telling us we might have to get out of here and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know how we're going to get out of here. Oh my gosh, man. You can't make this stuff up. That's how crazy it is. All right, Richie from Boston is buying up all the hand crank electric generators he can get. Bicycle generators may be worth gold. And that's the other thing, like I've seen a lot of old cars for sale. There was a lot of rumors going around that they were going to really squeeze the old car parts, right? So if you have an old car that couldn't possibly, function if an EMP went off, they're squeezing those parts, so they're getting harder and harder to get. It's from what I heard. I don't really deal with old car parts. But they are saying that, and if you go on Facebook Marketplace or any kind of Craigslist or any of that stuff, there are a lot of older cars for sale. A lot of older cars for sale.
I like older cars. I want an older truck.
Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, please. It really helps get the video out to the people that don't realize that we are live right now, and I really appreciate it, and it's totally free.
Shelly wants to know what are my thoughts on getting a mammogram. I think it's like putting your boobie in a microwave, and I don't think
and they
good.
squish it.
Well,
right?
And it's not good, and they're putting radiation in there. If you're wanting to know what's going on in your body, I would highly recommend, this is what I would do, is there's something called thermography, and it's a natural way of seeing, where there's heat or things going on in the body, and then they can address it from there.
Everything
so find
they
someone
tell you
doing
to do.
thermography.
Colon stuff, boob stuff, everything they try to do, radiate you and everything, it's all designed to even make you more sick, y'all. The third leading cause of death in America are doctors, okay? All these doctors, all they want to do is make the money. The sicker you are, the more money they make. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. I don't trust nothing they say, and anything they say, I want to do the complete opposite. Well, how did people survive all these years without mammograms? Tell me now.
Okay.
Well, hey, listen, we met a guy, two guys actually, while we're traveling, okay? The other guy, he had ear cancer in his ear. They had to jizzle it all out. He almost, lost his ear, I guess. And the next guy we met was next door to us yesterday, and we're talking to him, and nobody can put it together, but I'm like, what ear do you use your cell phone on? And he grabbed his hand like this, and he goes, you could see literally it connect dots right into his eyeballs when I said that. He put his hand up to his ear, and he was like, OMG. Like, the cell phone is causing that stuff. And then the next guy, I said, well, what phone do you use? And he goes, no, not that one. It was his right ear. And then he was like, this is crazy. Y'all, RFK sued the FCC because they lied about how much EMFs are being dumped on you from your phone. Go look this stuff up. He said it. It's out of his own mouth. I sued them, and they're supposed to re-put how much EMFs it's being released on you. They're supposed to redo that, and they never did. And now he's on record saying that in 4 years he wants everyone in America wearing wearables. That's why you can't listen to him either, right? Because while they're talking about Fruit Loops and Schmuckers getting the dyes out, and it takes 2 years to do it for some reason, and now M&M says we're not doing it, they're spraying our skies and causing all this other drama. So that's why this is all just for show, right? It's just for the low surface dwellers who aren't really digging into stuff, who just listen and say, oh, look, Margie Taylor Greene's putting out the Stop the Chemtrail stuff, right? And then nothing ever happens. Nada. Get your candles, though, because you could be without power and you're going to want to see. I've actually had some folks who get candles all the time. They say that these are the best wax burning candles.
I say personally, I think so.
That they've ever had, ever.
They burn
so you're biased.
No, I'm not.
We make them.
No, I'm not. I use candles, and I like candles, and even before when I had the stinky candles that are toxic,
Yeah.
you know, I just always have liked candles. And then I switched to the beeswax, and then we started making them, and they burn really well, and they burn very long. And I mean, I am biased a little bit, but I truly love them, and they think they do a great job.
So if you just got here, we talked about being stranded in North Carolina in the first 20 minutes of this thing, of all of our drama we're going through right now. Literally, the waters are rising, roads are being closed, storms are moving in from the hurricane from South Carolina. South Carolina just got hit.
Well, this is
North Carolina's flooding,
Chantal.
right? Missouri rivers are up.
The crazy thing is,
all over the place. It's drama with the weather.
That Chantal thing. Do you find it seems kind of weird?
What was it called? LT-174?
Well, that was something else, but this is that Hurricane Chantal. But the weird thing is it hit northern central North Carolina when a hurricane comes on the water, you know, by the ocean.
That's what happened with Helene.
It's just weird.
It came all the way inland and wiped out Tennessee and here and everywhere.
That's just weird. That's what happened with this.
15-minute cities. Asheville, 15-minute city. Pay attention to 15-minute cities. They have big meetings. They spend big money. Bilderberg just had a meeting. Stacey Abrams was there for some reason. Why isn't anybody going after Stacey Abrams and recovering that $500 million that the Biden administration backdoored to her in the Green New scam on the way out the door? Nobody's doing nothing. They're rounding up those illegals, though, and showing you what they're doing there, and this is just my opinion, is they're practicing their body snatching skills. Okay? For the people that talk out against this stuff, or talk about government, or talk about any of this stuff, that's what they're doing. And martial law, they're preparing, okay? They're learning, they're testing. We live in gain of function world since COVID, which means they throw stuff at you, see how you react, and then they do stuff, okay? Just one man's opinion, but I got eyes that can see. Realize, real lies. Holy smokes, y'all. All right, so make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. I didn't see it really move much. I really appreciate it. And now we're going to we don't want to, drag this on or anything, but I want to talk about my finger.
This is just it's not crazy because I knew it would happen. He was getting very impatient with his finger.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah, so go back.
If you're new around here, which a lot of folks are, I cut firewood for the homestead. That's how we heat during the winter. That's how we have hot water, is we burn on a wood cook stove. Okay, so a couple years ago, I was out running the log splitter, and I don't know, for some reason I wanted to split my fingers.
Well, he literally
my glove got caught into the splitter thing, sucked my hand in. These two fingers right here got broke and stitched up. Okay?
And the one, his middle finger, literally, they had to pull all the skin up and sew it together. I mean, it was messed up.
Right. And so everything was kind of good for a while. And then maybe year and something, 2 years, I mean, something like that, about a year or something, this thing started getting bumpy, like it started raising up on my finger, okay? And this is nothing on how it was. Hold on. I took video of this to show you as well.
Well, and the picture you have is even smaller.
Oh, I got a video as I'm squeezing it.
No, before that, but when it was bigger, and a lot of you guys might have seen it.
Yeah.
It was a big bump, and he couldn't even close his hand. It was so big. And then he was putting castor oil.
And it hurts, like it hurts. So when I do stuff, because I'm a doer, it's like pinching and hurting, and it makes it, it really messes me up. Even now, when I bend my finger, you can see it won't bend all the way down because it hurts. Okay, so here it is. Right. Okay, so I started putting castor oil, not motor oil, but castor.
No, castor oil.
Castor oil.
Just say castor.
And you should get some castor oil that's in a glass bottle. Any other tips?
Yeah, castor oil, hexane free.
Hexane free in a glass bottle. Yeah. Okay, try to seek that out. Don't get anything in the plastic, because castor
organic would be good.
Yeah, organic, because castor oil is a puller. It draws out, so you don't want it setting in plastic, right? So you guys remember I started putting that on there, and we were going to do the thing.
It was shrinking.
Yeah, we were going to show you how well it works. It shrunk a little bit.
But he stopped doing it.
I stopped doing it
because
I'm a man, and that's what I do.
And I can't keep telling him to do it every single day. I forget.
So then it was like 2 weeks ago, right? I told her, I said, this thing has grown bigger and it hurts so much. I told her, I am literally going to cut it or go to the cut, slice, and burn people. The doctor.
No, you were going to cut it off yourself.
Whatever it took, I was going to try to get this off. So she said, let's get serious about it. And this is where you guys have a lot of questions, I noticed in your comments. And we're going to get some DMSO, which she's going to talk about. And we're going to get some Dissolve It All, which she's going to talk about. And then we're going to get the castor oil back on there. Okay, so we have done that for 2 weeks. She's going to talk about what that stuff is first, and then I'm going to show you what happened after we started being very serious about it.
Well, yes, I need to. Will you go get it?
Where is it?
It's back there. I think in my cowhide thing.
This isn't the DMSO, but this is the Dissolve It All.
No, because on our trip we left in such a hurry. I didn't bring the DMSO.
I forgot it in the bathroom at the house.
So what we started doing.
Start with the DMSO because a lot of people have a question about that, and since we don't have it, we can talk about it a little bit.
Okay. So
and that's what we started with first, with the castor oil. And y'all, I was serious about that. I was putting it on with a Q-tip in the morning and making sure all my castor oil is on there. And then, that stuff like disappears. And then I put more castor oil on. I think I only put 1 day of dosage of the DMSO.
So the DMSO is just a natural substance. It comes from like wood, the lignins from wood. It's just a natural substance. And it's a puller. A lot of people use DMSO for pain. They've used it for animals. They use it for humans. They use it for people who, through like exercising and like sports and medicine and all that. But it does so much more. So the DMSO we put with the castor oil, but then what I wanted to do is put it with this product called Dissolve It All that I have been wanting to do for a long time, but I just kept forgetting to do it. And so I'm really bad about ordering things online. So I got it, and what I was going to do is, and I actually wanted to start doing it too, but have him take it internally, and then as well as breaking a capsule, putting it in, mixing it with the castor oil, and then doing the DMSO with the castor oil and the Dissolve It All together topically on it. So we started doing that, and then actually he was just doing the DMSO with the castor oil, and then you could start seeing over time, and you know how men are kind of anxious and they want it to happen quick.
Well, I was banging my finger around too, and it caused like a little opening on the very top. That was right before we started putting the DMSO on.
But the one thing that I will say, and people don't realize, when you do these natural holistic treatments, you have to be consistent with it,
yes,
but it eventually will work itself out. Like he was doing it, and you could kind of see that the hole was opening up.
It caused like a little whitehead.
Yeah, and it looked like it was like a great big zit, and then you could pop it.
Here, y'all. Turn away if you're squeamish. But that's me right there in the earlier stages. See how big that thing is? It's way bigger than it is now. And so that thing popped open like a zit, and I just kind of started squeezing it for the last couple days. And then I'll tell you what happened after I got it opened up, for real.
Well, you can see it right there. Ooh, he's pulling it out. Ooh, you're showing everybody.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you just pulled it out.
And so what was coming out of there was like scar tissue that was kind of, getting loosened up, like dissolved, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because at the top of it, from the Dissolve It All, because it's known, like they're systemic enzymes, and it's known to break down the fibrin. So, like if you have scar tissues,
C-sections.
Inside, outside, even possibly like clots in your blood clots or clots in your body, it helps to break it down. And so, and like you guys could do your research, where you can research systemic enzymes and the benefits and all that kind of stuff. So it was softening up the top of the finger there, and then with everything going on and all that,
I kept putting the stuff on it. And
when we were on our trip, we did not have the DMSO. We were just doing the castor oil with the Dissolve It All.
So this Dissolve It All, what's that now?
Well, it's a systemic enzyme.
So this is what it is. This is the brand we like right here.
Well, and I get it from tmhw.net.
tmhw.net. And we can't really use the herbal stitches on this kind of a thing right here. You don't really use the herbal stitches on puncture wounds or holes or something like that. Something totally different.
So that's the Dissolve It All.
tmhw.net.
And you can go to where it says, the shop or the store. And then there's the Dissolve It All there. It's Dissolve It All. They might have enzymes, and then there's Dissolve It All. It's by a company called MitoLife.
It's not Assist.
No. But from it was right here on the crease. So from doing this and all that, it had the scar tissue. Because you know, when you have any kind of injury, stitches or anything, you build up scar tissue inside that, and it helps. And what happens with a lot of people with scar tissue, you may not see the scars on the outside, but on the inside, it's sort of like, you know when you have a shirt and it's pulled tight, or it's funny, or it's not right. It's like pulling on your insides. Well, this was going more outward, and by us doing this is what happened, and it really made a huge difference.
So then we rolled in. Where were we? We were on the road, weren't we?
Huh? We were here. You were here.
Oh, I threw that little nugget away that I pulled out. So then, no, were we here with the tweezers?
Yeah, I gave you my blue tweezers.
Yeah, I got the. So what happened was the thing was coming out, but as I was squeezing it, like, it was the zit stuff wasn't really coming out as good.
Well, we need to put more.
So I grabbed the tweezers and I started kind of pulling it, right? And then so like some would come out, and then some would come out, and then it got harder and harder to pull out because I was getting down to like that. I'm down now to the ball of it, right? The main, host. And so I had this. Hold on, now I got that picture too.
I know, but we have to stop because we're going to keep doing the dissolve it all and the castor oil on it now, because we weren't doing the dissolve it all for that long. It's only been like a couple weeks.
So I'm still taking that internally, 3 tablets. I was doing 2 and I got 3 now. I'm doing 3 now, and then so supposedly it's still going to be working on me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Let's see now. I'm gonna. Oh, here it's the picture. I got to find my picture. Oh man, you guys are on the phone with the picture. Dang it!
Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that movie Animal House with John Belushi? You remember that when he put the mashed potatoes in his mouth and he went? That's what it was like.
Shoot, I don't have a picture. Did I send it to you?
No, you just. I don't have the last picture.
Tia, send me the picture.
They don't care to see it anymore.
It looks like a volcano. So I grabbed the tweezers and I just started yanking out all that I could, like just pulling it, and I would, ooh, it would hurt. I would be like, ooh, and then I would stop for a little bit, and then I'd pull it some more, ooh, ooh, and then I would stop for a little bit. I would pull it some more, and I literally pulled out all that I could for now. And you could look into that hole right there and literally look down in there like a volcano. But I managed to get all of what I could out. And now it kind of, you can see right there for yourself. It's kind of sealed back over a little bit.
So we're just doing castor oil and dissolve it all now.
Yep. And then she actually breaks open a dissolve it all tablet and then mixes it with the castor oil, and then we spread it on the finger. Okay. And then when I had the hole, couple days, was it a day or?
It was yesterday. Wasn't it?
No, the day before.
The day before.
Day before, when I had the hole, I actually put the iodine. We have the what is it?
Well, I didn't have anything here, so I put the detoxidine. So it's
detoxidine is like iodine. So I put that on it. I wrapped it up real tight to kind of squish it down. Immediately, it kind of formed back over its little hole, closed up, and then now we're going to go back.
You'll pop it again. Yeah. So we're just going to keep dissolving it until it's gone. But it looks out. He can make a fist now, and he's much happier.
And so that's the moral of the story, is you got to learn how to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is here for you. The knowledge is here for you. Stacy and I have shared thousands of videos with you guys on how to do things for yourself, how to live for yourself. And this is just another example. Like, even when I broke my rib, 5 ribs, several places, you got to send it to the woodlot, 636-295-8000. So when you apply the stuff, it's going to take a little while, but you got to learn how to take care of yourself, right? Because when you go rolling up into one man's opinion, the doctors and stuff, man, they're ever since COVID for sure, like, they just don't, like, they're just going to mess you up. Just look around. Everyone's all messed up, on pills, on pharma, taking jabs, totally not living their best life. Totally sickly all the time. The food, the air, the water. Wow.
But we just make the best of what we got and live your best life. That's the truth. Okay? You make the best with what you got.
I know, Charlotte. I know you think that, but it's not true. Like, anything above 2,000 feet, the federal government owns. That's why they created Space Force, okay? It's just because that's just another branch of drones and everything else that they're going to be flying around for your 24/7 surveillance.
I actually put it on my phone.
And this stuff is coming. Yeah, thanks. This stuff is coming, and it's coming faster than you can even imagine. Okay? Let me see what we got here. It's like having a hard time with it here.
And that was just when you did it.
Yeah, this was brand new, fresh when I did it. You can see right there, I pulled out all that pus. I know it's kind of yickety.
It wasn't pus.
Whatever it was,
Scar tissue,
dissolved, whatever. But I did get a lot of it out, and now you can see right into the hole there. And then, so now I'm just working on this last little bit, and I'll keep you guys informed. But I just want to show you that if you're consistent, you know, you can repair yourself. And when I was talking about my ribs, when I broke my ribs, I just wanted to make sure I could breathe and that nothing was punctured internally. And then I just went to the chiropractor for x-rays, right? I didn't want to go to the doctors. And the chiropractor, in case you didn't know, usually could do your x-rays for like $100 or less. Or
yeah,
more.
a lot of people do go to the chiropractor
Yes.
to get x-rays.
And the nice thing was we could throw this stuff right up on the wall in 10 minutes, whatever it was, 15 minutes, and look at it ourselves. Like we could totally look at it and see what was going on. You know what I mean? And that was good enough. So you guys, you got to learn how to take care of yourselves. No one in the government's going to save you. Have you ever looked up, you know, a lot of people like Thomas Massey. Have you ever looked up the patents that Thomas Massey has? And that he comes from MIT? And go look up some of these wackadoodle patents that he has. Have you checked out his new girlfriend? Right? I mean, it's called political theater for a reason. Okay? Seriously. All right. What else you got?
What else do I got? I don't know. But I will say, a really good book is called Healing with DMSO. Healing with DMSO by Dr. Amanda Vollmer. So if you want a good book to start, you know, getting your feet wet about DMSO and what it can do, that would be good. We talk about books here. Books are so important because just like they used to burn books thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, that's what they're doing with the internet. So they're, you know, everything that you see, they're going to give you what they want you to see. When you Google it, look at AI, start collecting books on, you know, good knowledge. And that would be a good one about the DMSO, as well as I really like this book too, if you want to kind of get up on things, The Contagion Myth by, you know, Dr. Tom Cowan, and then also it's by Sally Fallon. And we do have on our site, we have Dr. Cowan's, he's one of our affiliates, and this book is very good. It will open your eyes to a lot of things going on and what they have taught us, you know, which a lot of this stuff really isn't true.
He'll also be a speaker at the 2026 Homesteading Live Conference. He doesn't go to any conferences, hardly one other one. And we've got him coming to our 2026 Homesteading Live Conference. Tickets are on sale at a discount right now for next year. So if you guys want to show up and see him in person and attend his workshop and talk to him face to face and ask questions, that'll be a great opportunity. And he'll probably sign books and have books there as well.
Yeah, here's another good one. What we all talk about structured water, and water has memory, and, you know, the hidden messages of water by Masaru Emoto. This is a really good book too. So if you haven't read this book, you will totally be dumbfounded at the wonderful things about water. There's pictures in it. It's a cool book. I mean, even if you have kids homeschooling and they've never read this book, this is a great book. Everyone should really get into this because water has memory, and it's pretty cool. And things you can do with ice cubes. And if you guys heard the stories, like when you talk to the water, you know, if you say like, I hate you, or, you know, I love you, and, you know, even with music and things, it affects the structure of the water. So good book. So those two are really good books. So I was rereading them on our drive here, and today we have a little extra time. I've been kind of going back and reading them again.
Yeah, we know about Manuka honey. Actually, we're big preachers of Manuka honey.
I did a remedy book, and I have a
It's in
section
there.
on. I have a section on honey.
Yeah, Stacy has a remedy book. In case you guys didn't know, remedy book is here. It's all natural remedies. What'd you get in your eye?
I don't know.
And Manuka honey's not good in this case right here.
Oh, it could be. Yes, it could. Sure, it could.
Right. Well, we want the drawers, not the healers.
Well, no.
So I want to get finished
once
pulling
it's
everything
done,
out.
yeah. Well,
then I'll start putting Manuka honey or something like that on there.
well, once you have the hole or whatever and everything's out of it. I have something in my eye.
It's me, baby. Oh my gosh, y'all, this has been so wild and crazy. But you got to be able to roll with it. You know what I mean? What do you think's good for vertigo?
Well, there's the chiropractors and stuff like something called the Epley maneuver. It's like where you lay down and you can look it up online and look at and see.
Spell it. Epley. What is it?
EPLY.
EPLY maneuver.
And sometimes I will tell you, a lot of people get vertigo because they're dehydrated.
Yes.
So make sure, we talk about structured water, look into structures. We always talk about tmhw.net. She has the water structures there on her site. If you structure water, because a lot of people are drinking water, but if it doesn't have minerals in it or, it's structured in some way, your body doesn't really absorb it as well. So, look into that, because just drinking water without any minerals is just like empty, just goes right through you. So you could drink a lot of water, but then you're still dehydrated.
Yes, Deepwood Rose. Dandelion tea is good for
Kidney detoxification.
Kidney stones and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, just for detoxification too. Yeah,
it helps clean out your kidneys, and we have the best tea. We also have medicinal tea, y'all. We started this because we believe in it, and so we sourced out the best stuff. And we have dandelion tea with the root, and it's very good for detoxifying the liver and the kidneys. And you can get that here too. All of our medicinal teas are at this link right here.
Oh my gosh, there's something burning me.
How'd that happen? Did something flick up from a candle? Is it too
No.
bright?
I don't know what it is.
It's too bright. All right.
We're looking at bright light.
Look into the light. We've been here 49 minutes already.
Get you a squatty potty too. That's right, Thundy Media.
Yeah.
Or all you do is get up and squat on the toilet. But the squatty potty can work too. Yep. That's what we do. Oh, Susie says Dr. Carol Nelson has a simple, easy fix for vertigo. It's on YouTube.
Benson I Clay.
Oh, did I spell it wrong? Crosswheeling Princess. EPELEY.
Benson I Clay is good. I don't know what do you think about putting it on here? Why do we do that?
Well, right now, I think this is what I feel good with. I mean, bentonite clay, when I'm done with this, once I dissolve it all, I think with this is going to really work good. Then I can do all that. That'll be good with it too, just to help heal it, because it's got a lot of healing, minerals and things in it. So it'll help with scarring and everything. So, and the clay is healing. It's good. But right now, at this point, I'm not ready to do all that other stuff. Like if you had a bad gash or something, like I've used Manuka honey on gashes, I've used it on animals.
But the best for cuts and gashes is going to be the herbal stitches that we have. We get so many people that email us their stories about how they just applied the herbal stitches onto their wound, their cut, and it works and it heals. And they're like so surprised. People keep it in their toolbox, in their car when they're traveling, at home, they give it to friends. But it's herbal stitches, and it's a blend of herbs that we put together that you just take it on an open cut. Like if you think, oh man, I might need stitches, you pack that in there. It's called a cold pack, a dry pack, and you pack it in there, and then you just leave it. And then you might want to add a little bit more, and then your bleeding will stop and the wound will start to heal. It's amazing how it works. And I've used it a bunch of times. Stacy cuts her hand all the time on stuff when she's cooking, especially.
All right, people wanted me to show my books again. This is The Contagion Myth by Dr. Tom Cowan and Sally Fallon. And you can get that on our website if you go to the shop tab and then go to Dr. Tom Cowan's. And then he's got tons of wonderful stuff. Like we talk about the homeopathy, the cell salts are there. I use this powder called Detoxify. That's great for the heavy metals. It's got just toxins and everything. It's just a very gentle detoxifier. It's got activated charcoal in it, and it's got shilajit in it, and it's got zeolite. It's wonderful. So I like that. Um, but he's got a lot of good stuff you can browse with. But love this book.
Yeah, you got a warranty to help with the trailer, right? But it's like a clown show, right? So the people call me every 20 minutes. We're still trying to find someone to come out to your location. We're still trying to find someone to come out to your location. And then they call me up. Well, we found a guy that's willing to come out, and he's 2.5 hours away. And if he comes out there and he has to go get parts, then we only pay for the initial thing. You'll have to pay for all of the other stuff. Could be up to $500 plus the parts. And then he'll come back and he'll try to fix it. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So then, once they told me that, I thought I'd get ahead of the game a little bit and order the parts and figure out what I needed so they would be here so he wouldn't have to drive down there, because this Lincolnton or whatever, it's like, you know, a 2-hour or hour and a half drive from where we're at. And so I called the Dexter people, and they said they actually had it in stock. So luckily I called those people, and they said, no, we don't have that hub in stock. So he couldn't even get the parts. Even if he came here, he would have banged me for like $500 extra, and then came back here with no parts, and then had to come back again. So luckily I headed all that stuff off with my investigations. I like to dig deep. And so now we're just waiting for these parts. And I probably won't even call him, because this guy down the way here, he's like an old fella. And he says, you know, he grew up, that's all he ever did was wheels, hubs, bearings, brakes, and all that stuff. And so he was kind of helping me along a little bit. So we'll just see how it goes tomorrow. But we have to get out of here and be back at Dr. Leo's thing for Saturday. We're going to meet our son. We're trying to go see our son, in case you just got here, who's in the military. He's going to be deployed to Africa. And we just found out our daughter-in-law, she's going to have her first child, right? We have 7 grandkids now. And she's got hers on the way, be here in December. And so we just wanted to come and touch the baby bump and give them blessings and, you know, hug necks and see him before he goes. Oh my gosh. So now we're going to have to meet. They're going to drive 2 hours and a half. We're going to drive 2 hours and a half, meet in the middle, have some food together.
And then leave. And
yeah. Then literally go back home so we could be at Dr. Leo's on the 12th. As long as we can get this rig fixed in the meantime. Oh my gosh, y'all. Plus the waters are rising, the highways are closing, the flooding's in North Carolina, which is where we are. It's like a movie. Why are you sitting there? No, the parts do work, player, okay? But what happened was, and even the old guy said it, so these are no maintenance hubs and everything that they put out by Dexter, and this one wasn't packed properly at the factory. That's all. The other 3 are shiny, no problem, no brake dust, all through the mountains, no issues. And then that one malfunctioned because, you know, finding people to work these days actually is a trip. Like it's a chore. Like it's hard to find people to actually do the work. And when they do, it's kind of sloppy and all that stuff. So this is an after COVID trailer, and that's what we got. Everything else is working 100. But that's where we're at with the tire. So you got to be careful a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like those are fine. But I will say that the guy who's done this stuff, he said he doesn't like the no lube hub or whatever it's called.
He says he
took them off his 5th wheel. He's got a big 5th wheel. He said I took them off and put on the ones you got to do the maintenance to and stuff. So, you know, and I'm not a gearhead or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I buy something and I suspect and expect it's supposed to work. That's all. So we just have a hiccup right now, but it just happens to be at like the worst possible time for a hiccup. But in a way, I will say it's a blessing, because we're going out to Utah to do meet and greets and then try to do some more around there, Idaho and all this. And I'd rather have it done here probably than out in the middle of like the desert or something, right? So at least it's out of the way right now. We'll have all new parts on there. And, you know, I'll double check the grease and everything, make sure everything's packed in there good before we put it all back together. We should be fine.
And then here's the other book, The Hidden Messages of Water by Masaru Emoto, E-M-O-T-O. You can find it online.
Man. You guys, when you read this thing.
And the funny thing is it was when he first put the book out, it was just like he wrote it, and it wasn't even distributed that much. You know, it was just like a small little book that he wanted to do. And the funny thing about it is it just kind of turned, it's a bestseller because just by word of mouth, because of the powerful messages. So I don't want to tell you too much about it. You know, it's just an amazing book. You'll have a whole different appreciation for water and what you're putting in your body. And the things you do, and just being a little more mindful about your water. But I highly recommend this book. It is really good too.
So why do you don't like methane blue, but you do like DMSO? Explain that to him.
Well, methane
She says, why do you like methylene blue, or don't like methylene blue, but you do like DMSO? You got an answer for that?
Well, methylene blue is, I don't know.
First off, when Kennedy started talking about it, and showing them doing it, I knew right then I wasn't going to be doing it.
There's a lot of, there's something that I'm not so sure about. It's very blue. Autopsies and people's organs and stuff, their organs are blue. And there's still a lot, I think, about, people say that they have good results with it. I'm just not quite sure. I've seen things that aren't good about it. So I'm just, I don't.
And we don't do the,
sure.
what is the stuff, the horse stuff?
What?
They captured that right after COVID, right?
What
So
are
we
you
don't
talking
do the horse stuff.
Oh, the ivermectin?
Ivermectin, right?
Oh,
if you guys
so
go
like
look, they changed the ingredients on ivermectin after COVID.
It's pharmaceutical.
Yeah,
so,
they've been captured by pharmaceuticals.
So potassium sorbate they put in it, and that passes the blood-brain barrier and all that. So the one thing in place of ivermectin is I really like black seed oil. So that helps with, parasites and helps with stuff going on. I mean, there's a lot of research on that, and it's wonderful. So I would choose to do that. There's lots of stuff out there. I mean, you got to do your research on it and kind of pick what you like. But for DMSO, I know there's lots of stuff. Go to yummy.doctor. She's on Facebook too, I think, or you can go yummy.doctor. It's Dr. Vollmer's page. And what I love about that is she has lots of, you can sign up. I think if you're going to get anything, you have to sign up and you pay $1 because you're kind of like, she doesn't want anyone to say that they're going to, they're going to do things. You just have to, you sign up and you have to kind of be a member, okay? So basically she has classes, she has lots of education, she does live shows, there's Zoom things, there's tons of stuff. So you can sign up and even get different membership. But buy stuff, you have to pay this one-time fee of $1. You can, but I know her DMSO is like one of the best you can get. She's different types for different things, and I like it because she really educates you on what's going on, like DMSO for any kind of ailment you could ever think of, DMSO in emergencies, DMSO for just anything. So she's great lectures, and there's a lot of lectures that you can find that are for free, but she's got a good site, but it's called yummy.doctor. And there's lots of really great holistic type medical professionals that have a lot of information. You just have to find, the ones that you like, and then just kind of learn. I mean, and use things that you like. There's so many herbs out there that are wonderful. You have oregano, and you have thyme, and you have all these great sage. I mean, they all do great things too. Garlic, we have onions. There's so much out there. We make fire cider. There's lots of different things that can do a lot of different things. So, maybe this is working for us, but maybe somebody else could have something else to work for them too. So we're just telling you our things that work for us. And there's other things that work. People like essential oils as well, and essential oils do great things. You can add essential oils to some of this stuff too. Like to the castor oil, if you're doing different things. But do your research. You can get a good essential oil book, or start learning or taking classes on these things. But I think this is the time for knowledge and getting books and start teaching yourself about these things, learning more about herbs. Like we talk about Dr. Jones and his classes to learn about the herbs and what they can do for the body. But you just got to kind of pick. I did a remedy book using things from your house, like the apple cider vinegar and the bentonite clay and honey and all these different things like that can be useful and helpful for different ailments. So you just got to look at some of these things, and a lot of the stuff we just have in our pantry. One of the things that worked great, the cream of tartar. I use cream of tartar to get the ring around the collar out of his clothing, as well as it can help get rid of a headache.
Yes, did you guys know that? Tell them how to do it.
You just
And
put
yes,
like,
Berserker, I see you. Heat the nut, put the wax on it, help loosen the bowl. I got it. Go ahead. Tell them
the
about
cream
that.
of tartar, just like, you know, the spice that you get, or
How much do you mix in there?
you put like a teaspoon in a glass of water and you can drink it. And then if it helps, you know, a lot of times, because it does have some magnesium in it, you can take it another one again in half an hour, and it's kind of tarty. It tastes really good, actually.
And y'all, if you do smoke the weed, I will just caution you. See, I couldn't figure out. This is so crazy to think about, right? But I couldn't figure out, like in our lifetime, especially us in the Bible Belt, right? Because we're in Missouri, that they would legalize marijuana, right? I was like, wow, man, in our lifetime, that actually happened, you know, because I grew up in the 60s and 70s and whatever. But then I started doing some homework into it. And the reason why they did it is because they captured it, and then they have stuffed a ton of chemicals into it. So if you're buying weed from the dispensary, I would suggest that you don't. Okay? Even the organic stuff. If you grow your own or something like that, you know, if it's legal where you're at or whatever it is, then that's going to be the only way to go, so you know what's in there. Just like growing your own food. But any of that stuff you guys are getting out at the dispensaries is totally compromised. It's 100% compromised. Okay? Chemicals like you cannot even imagine. So just do your homework on that, and just, you know, I was just like, I couldn't figure it out. And then I just looked into it. I talked to some people too that actually work in those things, and some of them had to quit because it was just so disgusting. So just look into that. And that's why that stuff's all at every corner, besides it makes you lazy and stay inside on the couch. But that's why that stuff's out everywhere like that.
Again,
I showed it to him.
Emoto, E-M-O-T-O is the last name. Masaru Emoto. Ever watch Alfred Hitchcock's TV shows? Sure.
You're way behind.
I know, I'm slow.
Yeah. I live near Fayetteville and have tools. Well, we're in Boone. I'll see you tomorrow. we're at what is this place called? He's got tools. What's this place called? It's Flintlock RV spot. That's where we're at. If you feel froggy, jump. I'll be sitting right here. We are going to go out to what's this place we're going to tomorrow? Some kind of bridge with the bridge or something. There it is. Your book's right there.
Oh no! Oh, in the morning.
Yeah, you said you wanted to go there, right?
Mountain.
Grandfather Mountain. Because I'm a grandfather.
Well, because we're like, what are we gonna do? So we're gonna go across. They have a bridge that, you know, a moving bridge.
Because I think the parts will actually be here like sometime in the afternoon. So.
Well, how are we gonna do that? I thought we were gonna.
I thought we were gonna what?
Tomorrow we're supposed to see Dylan.
We are, but we got to leave here at like 3, because it's 2.5 hours. Are we meeting him at 5:30?
No, 5.
Is it 5? So we got to leave by 2:30. So I don't know. Maybe you want to email me at growinginfaithfarm@gmail.com, and we'll touch base if you want to actually come out and help with the tools, Mr. Toolman. Other than that, we could do it on Wednesday morning, and then do as much as we can until the other parts show up. You can't make this stuff up, and that's hopefully as the waters don't rise and start really freaking us out. You can get mullein tea right here. We've got mullein tea. It's wild picked, hand picked, right? Totally legit. Mullein tea is right here. The best mullein tea you ever had. Plus we have hibiscus tea, which is very good, especially cold.
Yeah, Catherine, we have mullein tea. We have yummy mullein tea.
Yeah.
But it does grow wild everywhere too.
Yes.
So if you have it and you want to get it and dry it and all that, you can do that yourself too.
So we don't have it. It's not machine harvested or nothing. It's actually picked with fingers. Wild crafted mullein picked with fingers, and for you guys. And mullei's good for your lungs. If you guys have problems with your lung health, and some people smoke it. I'm not telling you to smoke it, but some people do that. But it is very good in a tea form, and it helps you a lot with your respiratory health. Our dandelion tea helps you with your kidneys and liver. And then we have the hibiscus tea. We have the chocolate tea, which is rich in theobromines. All this stuff is for your good, just like the Father intended.
And Sandy says Grandfather Mountain is awesome. She lived in Banner Elk. That's down the way from here. Yep.
And you can always go, if you're not seeing the links, or maybe you're not, showed up late, offgridwithdougandstacy.com, and then you just hit the bar on the top, and the shop tab will drop down, and there's all the stuff we have at the Missouri Tea Company. I'm working on the Missouri Tea Company website now, and so that you can go there and just get anything you need. Dr. Cowan stuff's there. You can go to tmhw.net if you want to get a water structure or some of the dissolve it all stuff. And then, we have Stacy's remedy book with over 200 natural remedies that you will use for real. And then she has a fermenting book. We've written down all the stuff that we try to teach you guys so you can have it in book form. So did you guys see where they're getting rid of a bunch of books at the National Library?
It was like a lot.
Thousands and thousands of books.
Thousands.
As AI keeps coming, books are going to be disappearing, y'all.
And they just pop that little news story out.
Yeah,
quick,
nobody pays attention,
yeah.
But they don't want you having the old knowledge, the old books, okay? Try to find the old books, early 1900s, 1910, because like about 28 or isn't it something like that, 30?
Well, even under, yeah.
Right around
19.
there, they started going back and jacking with the old books and deleting and changing information on you. So the older the book, the better. And get your hands on books, and more books. And plus, everyone's going to get used to just saying, hey, AI, what's the blah, 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 blah? And then AI is going to give you the answer, and then there's no reading, there's no comprehension, there's no, taking notes and connecting stuff, highlighting. Remember how you guys used to highlight in your books when you found that information? All that stuff's going to be gone, this younger generation coming up. Definitely includes the Bible. Oh my gosh, y'all, you're being tricked through so much translation nonsense in the Bible. It's crazy.
Lori says we were going to stop in Mount Airy, Lori, but we kept Mayberry. We were going to stop in Mount Airy, but we ended up there was no openings.
There was no openings.
There was no openings there when we were going because it was
Right.
on 4th of July. We left so.
And this is the only opening they had when we pulled in and didn't even know we had a bad
rim. We just pulled in here.
And she said these people just left this morning and they were supposed to stay and they just packed up and left this morning.
Luckily, see. We were being looked out after.
We got the good energy, man.
We just pulled in.
We got the blessings. That's why we try to bless everybody. Okay, I've been driving and listening. Can I get pictures of the axle? I don't know why you need pictures of the axle. It's a Dexter axle, just the axle straight across. It bolts into the frame. The problem is the hub and the wheel and stuff. All right, I'm a senior citizen and I'm older than Stacy and Doug. Yeah, I'm sure. And I heard something, they're going to move the Social Security benefits up. So
67.
Yeah, they're going to move it up from 65 to 67. They're trying to see if they can get you canceled out before you start drawing those benefits. No, King James version. King James hated Christians. Go do your homework. Go look at some of the stuff that King James did. I hate to be the one to tell you guys this. Don't get me going on this religious stuff. Holy smokes, y'all. You've been taught and programmed that King James is the best version, right? Not true. All right.
So Cucumber Road's got 3. Oh, what's happening? It just went quick. I lost it.
All right.
Where did it go?
Doug, it only took 5 years once Rome fell for the people to no longer what? Remember how to read or even how to maintain them. Yeah, and we're already there. I mean, these kids today, that's why they wanted to outlaw homeschooling, right? That's why they're so bent on making sure you don't homeschool, because those kids are smarter usually. Now, I'm not saying all of them are, because a lot of people say they're homeschooling, but they don't do nothing, right? But there are some very smart, well-mannered homeschool kids out there, and we love them every time we meet them. And you can tell too, the ones that are just saying they're homeschooling and the ones that are actually doing it. All right.
The thing went crazy.
I'm not talking about Bible stuff. If you're in the university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, that's where we deep dive on some of these subjects. I don't need a bunch of butthurt people leaving me comments and emailing me and stuff. So that's where we do it, where we can literally have conversations and understand that we're just there to learn and share information, and it's worked out pretty well.
Well, Matt's, he says he gets his black seed oil from Turkey.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, let us know where, Matt.
LSB says they love the university.
Molly, what are you doing?
That's also at the...
Molly's here. We've had so much time, I even gave Molly a haircut. Did I give you a haircut, Molly? Come and say hi to everyone. Oh, shit.
There's the university link right there in case you guys care. And you can go check that out, right? It's $9 a month because we pay for our own servers so we can talk about whatever we want. No one's going to roll in there and censor me or delete my videos or give me a hassle. So we're in there dropping all kinds of great conversation, exposing the Clinton files, talking about MK Ultra, but also talking about bees and homesteading and all this stuff. And I've archived a lot of our videos in there in case it comes up missing. So you'll always have that information at your fingertips as long as the internet's still working, right? It has actually turned out to be a nice little setup and a nice program. $9 a month, whoopee. And if you spend $90, you get a discount, and that gets you for a whole year of going in there. We do live shows there every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Maybe not this Wednesday, but we'll try. But we're there every single week. You know, we really try hard to make it there. And really, we're here every Monday night. We've only missed a few out of all these years we've been doing these Monday night, Sunday night lives.
Jay says they're stuck in North Carolina. I'm close. Could help.
Say it again.
Jay says, are we about being here? And he says, y'all stuck in North Carolina. I'm close. That could help.
Right. Yeah, that's where we are. We're in North Carolina in Boone. And we're just trying to, you know, get this wheel figured out. But I don't even get the parts until tomorrow late. And
Or
then
the next day.
Wednesday late. So by Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, we have to be packed up on the road going home so we can be at Dr. Leo's birthday party, open house in Kabul, Missouri. Everybody keep us in your prayers. We cannot even go see our son. He's 6 hours east, and that's the whole reason why we're here, is to go see him, and we got trapped here. We're literally trapped here. Now the highways are closed, the flooding's taken over, houses are rising, cars are rising.
That's it, like on our way there.
Over 100 kids they found now, people in Texas, you know, perished. It's all nonsense, man. All this stuff is nonsense. It's not natural. Nothing about this is natural.
Yeah, and for a lot of you guys with DMSO, do your research and learn about it. Don't, you know, you know what you're doing, okay? And make sure, you know, you just don't get it off, you know, the street anywhere.
And also, if you ordered the copper mug, don't forget they're going to be in. You can still order them now, but they're not going to be in until the end of this month. And as soon as they get in, we you know, send them right out. Okay, so they'll come. It's 100% copper, no coatings, no nonsense. Everything we do is legit 100, and they're soft. So if you bang them up, they could dent, and they do tarnish. So we give you cleaning instructions at the website. And so if you guys want to get those, you're welcome to get them. But they won't be in until the end of the month, so you can be the first one to get the new batch, and you know, you'll be set with the copper. And if you're interested about the copper, like what the benefits are and everything, you can go here, scroll down, hit the copper cup mug, read what the benefits are, and then, you know, maybe if you want to get one, you can. But if you already got one, if you're just waiting, just remember that they're incoming. Okay, we sold out of the other ones. These are incoming, and they'll be here in, you know, 2 weeks, roughly, maybe 3. But as soon as they get here, you will get them ASAP. And if you order anything else, we'll probably just send that now, and then just send your copper cup later on when it comes. All right, so now we got 3,400 thumbs up. If we get 4,000 thumbs up while I'm looking right now, I won't say another word the rest of the live show, and Stacy will talk. I won't interrupt her. All right, let's see what you guys got. I love the chocolate tea. Thank you. I-40 that was flooded is open. I live in the area.
Yeah. Oh.
That was flooded. Yeah.
So, but
the water just went down today.
It just went down, I know. But the thing is, we have to go through there. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. And
Yeah.
see, we're going there. We're going to meet them
Stacy's
for dinner.
very nervous.
But then it's supposed to rain, and I'm worried about them coming. Is it going to come? I don't want to worry. I don't worry. But coming back, because then we have to come back.
Now we're going to get over there, and we're going to be trapped in our RV will be here, and
Yeah,
we'll be
that's
over
what-
there.
that's what I
Oh my gosh, y'all. What's good for memory? Fish oil. That's a joke around here. When Stacy's a little light on her memory, I'm like, did you take your fish
No,
oil?
honestly, what's really good, like mushrooms are good. Lion's mane mushroom is wonderful. So that's good. And you start taking that. I like that. So check into lion's mane mushroom.
Y'all, the programming, listen, the programming on your mind. You know why churches have 5013Cs? 5013Cs, right? Do you know why that? Every single church in America has to be a 5013C so they can get tax exempt status. And do you know why that is? Because back in the day, Lyndon B. Johnson didn't like them talking about that stuff. Okay, so him and his buddy, who was the guy? The little guy from Kansas, what's his name? Truman?
He was from Independence. Truman.
Whatever. He's from Missouri. Truman, I think, was president. Wasn't he? No.
No, it was Eisenhower first, and then it was Eisenhower that started it.
Yeah, Eisenhower started it as a congressman, and then when Lyndon B. Johnson got in, he's the one who got it solidified and then got with the IRS. The whole reason was because the preachers were talking about politics at the pulpit, and it was against the narrative. So they came out with the 5013C so they could have their tax exempt status and to shut their mouths. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So that, you go look this stuff up. I'm not making it up. And so that's why it's hard for even you to get the truth from the church. I've stood in front of preachers and church folk and talked about Christmas just as an example. And it's totally a pagan. There's nothing about it in your scriptures. There's no reason why you should be doing it. Traditions of men, right? And it comes from very kind of, not good roots. And so I talk to them about it, and they look at me dead in my face, and they say, Doug, did you hit 4,000 yet? No. They say, Doug, we cannot tell people about that because they won't put money in the plate, and we won't keep the lights on. And they won't. And they can't buy $800 sweaters. You want to tell them about $800 sweaters?
They heard you talked about it last week.
I mean, seriously, y'all. This is the programming. You think it's just in your daily life with the politics and the food and the water. It is so deep. So deep.
And we talk about, I was talking earlier about there's so many different, like she asked about things that are good for your memory, and then lion's mane is good. But like Karen says, organic MCT oil is great for your memory, because remember your brain is fat and water. Basically, that's it. So, coconut oil, a lot of people have, people with Alzheimer's, dementia, it's good for the brain. MCT oil, it is good. There's one. And then also, Starlight's blueberries every day are good for the brain and memory. They're purple. They have a lot of anthocyanins in them. When you start adding all these into your daily diet, then you're getting the double whammy. You can't just expect one thing to help everything. When you kind of do a little bit of everything that's good for you, then it all kind of works together. You just can't do you find, blueberries are good, and that's all you do is eat blueberries. You're going to look like, what was the girl on Charlie or Willy Wonka? And
Willy Wonka. Blue.
Violet Beauregard. Was that who it was?
That her name?
Was her name?
Yeah, you remember that stuff.
So just, doing a lot of things that are good for your health, eating a diet full of beautiful, vibrant colors, and, getting water, getting outside, everything all works together. You don't want to just do one thing.
No, we won't be drilling for a well. Because now in Missouri, that's why I didn't do it too, besides the cost. It's ridiculous. But you have to register your well with the DNR, Department of Natural Resources in Missouri. So that was a big red flag for me. I don't want them knowing what I got over there. And so we got some things coming up, and we're working on something, but we might be able to be tapping an artesian well. Ooh. There's, gosh, y'all, I don't even know what to tell you. But I'll be quiet now and let Stacy do her thing. You guys all right? Thanks for hanging in there for 79 minutes.
What?
Well, I interrupt you a lot. People want to hear what you got to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, you got. Molly's right here. We brought her with her on this.
She's wanting to go for a walk.
I got a video coming out too about the Amish stove. You guys are gonna freak out when I show you these Amish. You've never seen Amish like this, and I'm working on that video right now. I was waiting for a few more things.
But he was kind of busy right now.
And it's going to be a wild. You guys are going to be like, what? Y'all, I'm basically more Amish. So that'll be pretty good. That video will be coming up soon. I'll just see how it goes with putting up videos and stuff while we're trying to see our son, trying to fix this trailer, trying to get home for Dr. Leo's thing. It's going to be a very busy couple of days.
Yep.
If Doug's not talking, I'm leaving.
Oh, my phone's gonna die.
You did that last week too.
Well, maybe. Well, not. It's still kind of okay.
No. Well, last week we were using her signal.
It wasn't my phone. No, your phone just went dead.
My phone went dead. I better check mine. No, it was this phone. Let's see where we're at here. We're hanging in there, I think. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, Doug Rex, stay.
I'm staying. I'm not going nowhere. I got 23% on my phone, though.
So you're good.
Not really. I guess we got 23% more talking to do.
Well.
Where is the good? I don't even know about that. Does Stacy sing? No, she never did really like to sing. She likes watching singers.
No,
I don't snore, no.
No.
Stacy does.
I don't either.
Yes, she does. We tell you all our stuff.
I don't snore.
I'm full disclosure, Doug. She doesn't snore all the time.
No.
But I catch her every once in a while.
No, I don't sleep with my mouth open.
No, I know, but you got a little.
No, maybe no. Maybe that was a long time ago. I don't. My mouth's closed when I sleep.
Y'all, one thing for sure, like.
See, S Confidential loves it when you talk.
Do you guys understand that Tucker Carlson's dad is the
I'm tired
CIA?
of you saying that too.
No, I'm telling you guys. So what I'm trying to listen. Redacted, the guy from Redacted, all these guys that left Fox News, they basically left there on purpose, okay? Because they came out here and captured independent media. You guys, don't you get that? Like, I would be suspect of them. I listen to what they're saying, and they are spitting a lot of truth, right? But you got to think about the motivations behind it, why the transition and stuff, right? So I'm just very cautious about those. Myself, I don't have nothing to lose, really. Like, you know, maybe some of y'all get mad at me and don't watch our channel no more or anything, but I am a Libra with a Scorpion rising. That means I am the truth. I want the truth, and I want to bring truth, and I want to bring justice. That's what I want, and it's in my heart. And that's why ever since COVID, I started talking about this stuff, and we kind of switched from the pioneer homestead life stuff. I got over 1,000 videos. I mean, Stacy and I can't possibly post the same videos every single year, every single season, every single day, over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I saw them basically wiping out my fellow citizens and conning everybody into taking a bio jab, I got ticked off. And I let my mustache grow. If you guys are wondering, why does Doug have a mustache, right? That's why. So the Amish don't have a mustache because back in the day, they passively, aggressively decided not to have them because all the dudes who started the wars all had the mustaches. That's why the Amish don't have the mustache. And I didn't have one either until COVID. But when I decided what I was going to do, which was expose all this nonsense, I let my mustache grow. There you go. I just want the truth, and I want to share it on my platform. And that's the whole reason why we're doing what we're doing now. And Stacy's talking more about health, and we're just trying to get this information out to you guys so you can stop being bamboozled. That's it.
Did you drink your tea?
Yeah, it made me hot.
Yes, Messiah Yeshua. Walnuts look like the brain too. They're good for your brain.
Yes.
They also look like your lungs.
Yes, and they're good for your lungs. And carrots are good for your eyes if you cut a carrot. Oh, you don't believe that?
No, liver, something with active vitamin A would be good. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't say carrots.
But most of the food that looks like organs is good for that.
Let's talk about carrots.
Let's talk about carrots. Hold on. Okay, I can't say nothing. They did it.
Now you're going to talk to you. But carrots, the beautiful bright orange carrots, that's kind of been man-made over the years, and carrots really are lighter, should be whiter, and you know they kind of mess things up to make it, I guess, more visually stunning. So you know, like when you go to the store and sometimes they have the carrots that are the white ones, and then they might have the purple ones, the orange ones. You know, just try a variety when you get those heirloom, or if you're growing them, try some different varieties and all that. But some of these traditional orange carrots, you know, they're not like the real carrots from a long time ago.
Why don't we show you what the outside looks like where we are? Because it's pitch dark out there. You won't be able to see it even if I took you out there.
Yeah, and all we hear are the trucks coming down.
There was a bear that came through here last night.
Yeah.
Knocked over trash cans, eating the trash, hanging out. And she said they're very smart. You know, she was telling me this morning, she was like, yeah, don't be leaving nothing out and stuff. I said, man, that's crazy. My dog didn't hear nothing. We were sleeping good. But she said that thing came through here, ripped up all the trash, tore up everything, and then left.
Well, and I'm like, I hope he didn't come out. I walked the dog last night. I was walking the dog late. And,
she didn't even think about it.
Can you imagine now? Because Airedales used to get bears.
They hunt the bears.
They did, so that should be interesting. That'll be a good video for next week. So wish me luck tonight when I take her for a walk.
Where's the flood? I'm in North Carolina. Are you trying to be funny? They shut down the whole highway.
Highway 80, 40, 80,
Highway
85, 40, 85.
All around here. All around Dark. What is it?
We're not where we are here now.
No, what is it though? Dark. What are those towns? Yeah,
Durham?
whatever. Durham. Yeah. And there's people on the chat here that had the flooding too. The roads closed and now the waters went down a little bit.
Well, it's Chapel Hill. That's where we're all going.
Yeah.
Chapel Hill and Durham and all that.
And so we're on this side, and we got to get to that side, and it's turning into a drama scene. The creeks are rising.
It's supposed to keep rain every day now.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll stay down.
You guys are awesome for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you. You must really want me to pipe down. What did they do to blueberries?
Well, blueberries have anthocyanins in them, which is the purple colors, any purple, brown, blacks. Those are really good. They're like a super antioxidant. So foods that have the purple color are good. Like I always say, if I had a choice between like a purple tomato over a red tomato, I'd probably pick the purple tomato. If I had a purple cabbage over a green cabbage, I would pick the purple cabbage. If I had a yellow onion versus a red onion, I'd pick the red onion. Because you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck, even though they're all incredible for you to eat. They're just really good. They have like a little bit more bang for the buck, like I said. So anything that have that dark purple, dark red, all those are good. All the colors are good. And actually, you look at the colors of things, like when you have your tomatoes and the red things, pomegranates and hibiscus. We talk about our hibiscus tea. That's good for your blood pressure and your heart and your blood vessels, and beets, great for your blood and all that. So, and circulation. So these foods that are the colors, a lot of them relate to, what's going on in your body as well. So, I was saying a couple weeks ago, when one Amish lady, now all the Amish are contacting me because the one Amish lady, she had high blood pressure. She couldn't get it controlled. She got her weight down and all this, but her blood pressure was still up. And so then she started, getting the hibiscus tea. And she says that's the only thing that worked, and it's really helped her a lot. So she's got all these other Amish now that they're all starting to get hibiscus tea from us.
What is MMS? Somebody says, what do you know about MMS?
Oh, I don't know. I need to do a little bit more. I'm not sure.
We're not up on the MMS game. That's her department.
My phone's going to die. I'm not thinking.
Dang, y'all. That was a fast 89 minutes, boy.
That went quick.
I'm here to tell you. It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah. That went.
Teddy Roosevelt, do the best you can. And with what you got. Whatever that means.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll look into MMS. We'll talk about it one day, sure, I'm sure. Thomas Massey, you think he's good. Like I said, look into him. Look into his patents. They're easy to look up.
Because we all like Thomas Massey.
I like him too because they put him in front of you as like the good working guy, right? Look into his new girlfriend. Don't you notice like he's changed his appearance a little bit? Like look into this stuff. Don't just believe anything I say or just believe.
And his wife just died.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just look into this stuff.
But here's the thing.
VR goggles that vibrate your body when you look at porn. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Go look at his patents. He's from MIT, y'all. These people are all selected. I believe none of them are elected. And they get up there and they spit out some truth to you and they wag their finger about the gain of function and, you know, all this other stuff, but nothing is ever done about it. They passed the big stinky bill and they kept all that stuff in there. Everything is in there. All of it. Even 200. Hold on now. Why does this always happen? Oh, my phone died. Why does the Kennedy Center always get money off big, beautiful bills? And why does BBB, Big Beautiful Bill, sound like Build Back Better? How come the Kennedy Center got $262 million out of this big, beautiful bill? Right? And out of the last bill, the big, beautiful bills. Why are they always smuggling money through the Kennedy Center? You should think about that. Because I find that very interesting myself.
And my phone's going to die any second.
Mine's still kicking it, but I'm going to say goodbye. I agree. They are, y'all. They are all selected, not elected. I'm just telling you guys. You think you're going to the polls and making a difference? Even Trump told you to your face the whole thing's rigged. And then they won't even take out using the computer ballots. Like they're doing nothing. They've done nothing. He's been in 8 months and we've got nothing except AI data centers, rare earth minerals, and a bunch of blah, 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 blah. And now, though, you know, ICE dudes are practicing grabbing up people. You see what I'm saying? If you really think about it, where's your gas prices? Off the chain. Still way too high. Don't you guys remember we were paying like 70 cents $1 a gallon before Bush and Obama? Why aren't we paying that same thing? It's all the same. Why is diesel gas more expensive than regular? Like normally, it was the other way around. But then they switched it. And I know because I had lawn care landscape business and I bought diesels just for that reason and they're more durable. And then all of a sudden, all the diesel gas costs more because then that raises up the prices of your goods. When they tell you this is the largest transfer of wealth in human history, they're not playing. When they tell you you're going to own nothing and be happy, they're not playing. I know you guys are getting tax bills right now and your shit is going up. Tell me it ain't. Tell me you got a tax bill and it went down. No, your property tax, your personal property tax, all went up. Well, for sure your property tax, but personal property sometimes goes down because, you know, it loses value over time. But just think about that, right? Nothing's getting done. They turned off the fluoride in Florida and they got these fake bills banning chemtrails, but they can't do anything about it. Just please pay attention to that stuff and stay away from the feel-good stuff. Because the feel-good stuff is going to get you, Houston, we have a problem. All right, we're going to say goodbye because my phone's going to die. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we'll see you guys next week or on the next video. Stay vigilant out there. If you ever want to email us, just go to growinginfaithfarm@gmail.com. Drop us an email. Put in there, you know, live show talk or something so I know what's up. I get a ton of emails, all right? And, you know, just stay vigilant out there, okay? Seriously.
Bye. I'm taking Molly for a walk.
With the bears.
Yeah.